Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and I have a cookie cutter Christmas project to share with you. That's the cute little gingerbread man stamp set that matches the cookie builder punch in the holiday catalog. And the project we're doing today has this cute couple here on this foil cookie sheet. Isn't that fun? So really fun ideas, and I will give you some tips for putting it together. So let's get stamping. So pull out the kit from your Stamps in the Mail Club, set aside your directions, unless you're a direction follower, and then just keep them handy. But get your pieces ready, and we're going to get stamping. So for this one, the first thing I'm going to need is my cookie cutter. And the first stamp I'm going to do is our cookie guy here. I'm going to use my crumb cake ink, with which in your Stamps in the Mail Club kit, this comes as a Stampin' Spot, but you could also use a full-size ink pad. So I'm going to go ahead and ink him up and stamp him. I guess this one could be her. And let's see. Oh, that actually went pretty well. Remember, when you're stamping with photopolymer stamps, you really want to put a piercing mat underneath your project, which I have right here now. And I'm going to stamp this one. Let's see, if that was the guy, then this is the girl. Alright, so we have our images for these. And I'm going to take my cookie cutter builder punch. Remember, when you use these punches, you're using them upside down. This is the squeezy end, and this is where the cardstock goes in. So I'm just going to slide my paper in here and go ahead and punch one out and another. And you'll notice that I'm using a really narrow strip. This one is, let's see, just about 1 3/4 inches, almost 2 inches wide. And this is a really efficient way to use your cardstock. So you don't need to punch the whole die, the whole punch every time you make a little cookie cutter, because you don't need all those extra pieces right then. So alright, so we have these. We're going to start to put them together. I have some rhinestones. We'll give our girl, this one's our girl now, some rhinestone buttons. And let's see, I have a little pre-punched red bow. And let's see, you can use whichever of the bow stamps you like for her. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this one upside down on a pre-punched piece. So it's easiest to ink your stamp and then flip it up so that I have my little bow piece. And I think that needs a rhinestone right in the middle of the bow, right? And then some adhesive. And I think on the back of this, I'm just going to use a mini glue dot so that I don't have to work too hard to get my snail exactly where I want it. So let me pop that. Sometimes I fold my mini glue dots in half a little bit. All right. And kudos to my friend Cindy Bauman for coming up with this fun foil sheet design. She made a really cute card for a Demonstrator card swap that I was in with her, and it had the cookie cutters on a foil pan, and I just thought that was so clever. So I sent her a note and said, "Hey Cindy, would you mind if we used your card for Stamps in the Mail?" She said, "No, of course, go ahead." So this is the foil sheet, the silver foil sheets, which are a little different from the silver foil glimmer paper, which is the part we're going to use towards the bottom. Now, to make the cookie cutter pan, the cookie pan, I think cookie cutter just rolls off the tongue so nicely. I'm going to put some adhesive on the back and then go ahead and pop our handles on. Those are just 3/4 inch circle punches, and stick those together like that. And let's see, our guy needs a bow tie, and hey, we'll give him a rhinestone too, because rhinestones are just fun. The rhinestones and so forth are included in your Stamps in the Mail Club kit. So one of the great things about Stamps in the Mail is you get a chance to try out a lot of different products to see what you really love before you order like a whole, bunch of rhinestones or whatnot. But you'll definitely want to do that because rhinestones are great. Alright, so I'm putting a dimensional on the back of each of our little guys. And I'm not going to put them on square to the pan straight like this. I'm just going to offset them a tiny bit so that kind of gives our card a little bit of motion, a little extra interest. I have a sheet here cut. This is 4x4 of the one of the Candy Cane Lane Designer Series papers. And the Designer Series paper, a good selection of them are on sale. Buy 3, get 1 free during the month of October. So if you don't have this paper and you need some for some projects, this is a great time to get it. add it to your stash. Alright, so we'll add our pan there. And then down here at the bottom I have another piece of Sahara Sand cardstock. And the greeting I'm using this one is one that I especially like. Wishing you a season as sweet and joyful as the friendship we share. I just think that's a nice sentiment. And again, photopolymer, so I'm going to try and remember to use my mat. Go ahead and stamp this. Alright. And then I'm going to take some scissors, which, oh, I knew I had some here, and cut a little banner tail on our piece. There we go. Or you could use your triple banner punch if you prefer. And then for our glimmer paper, this is a little bit long, so you're going to trim it down, and it's long so that you can make your banner exactly the size you want to make it. Alright, then I'm going to trim the end here now that we've got that attached. Alright, I have one more strip of the Designer Series paper from the same. I'm going to give a banner tail to that, and I think it's a little longer than I want, so I'm going to trim just a tiny bit off. The nice thing about the Designer Series paper is you get two sides of contrasting patterns, so you can always decide what pattern you really prefer for whatever application you have, and you always have lots of coordinating patterns and shades and so forth. So there is our finished Stamps in the Mail Club card. This is the cookie cutter card for the October Stamps in the Mail Club kit. If you haven't ordered your Stamps in the Mail Club kit, I have a couple left. Don't wait too long because I'm going to run out this month. So if you want one of the kits I have left to be yours, make sure you visit my website and request your kit as soon as possible. So thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to stamping with you by mail and sharing more projects with you. Happy stamping!